everyone, I'm Dawn from the Disney Grown Ups, and I just wanted to show you some Disney craft that I have been making. I couldn't show you before because they were Christmas presents, and especially for our daughter who watches our channel, so obviously she would have seen them, so I've had to sort of hang on, but she's lent them back to me just so I can show you a couple of things that I've been doing that I've been really pleased with. So I've been a busy girl before Christmas, and I've been making lots of ears, and I wanted to show you some of the ears I've been making. Some were for me, but most were for my daughter Abigail and her boyfriend Chris. So the first one I made, which some of these you may have seen in our vlogs, some of them you may have seen, I think when we were in Paris I wore some, or it may have been during our Vlogmas videos. But this is the first pair that I made, and they were for Mickey's 90th birthday. And I did wear these in Paris, but I just thought this was really cute material. And I got this little badge here from a set in Primark. I think it was about £3 for a set of about 5 or 6 badges, and I just thought that was really cute, so I made that one especially to wear for Mickey's 90th birthday when we were out in Paris. I made these ones. I know some of you have seen my candy cane ones in the vlog, which, oh, I haven't got them in here, so I might have to pop out and get them. But I also made these ones, which were a sort of another Christmassy kind of thing, which I thought were quite good. And this is made with Model Magic clay, a Crayola Model Magic. It's an air dry clay, but it's kind of foamy, and it sets, and then you put a glaze on it. And there's somebody called Zippity Doodah who I saw do some lollipop ears, and I thought that was a really good idea. So I've sort of taken that theme and run with it. So they are my Christmas ears. I did make a pair of these for Chris before, and I liked them so much, so I decided to make some for myself, which are these Pirates of the Caribbean themed ears, as you can see. They're really nice. I like those. I got some white fur, and made myself a pair of Marie themed ears. Very straightforward. All I do when I make the ears, the actual headbands that I get are very tiny, thin ones. I have a lot of trouble here trying to get decent sized thick headbands, and the only place I find them is places like Claire's Accessories, and then they're quite expensive. So these ones are really thin headbands, and what I do is I buy big sheets of foam, just thin crafting foam, and I cut a strip and I put it on the inside and the outside of my very thin headband, and then use hot glue gun just to glue them together. And then obviously what I do after that is I put the whatever material I'm using around there as well to cover it. So that makes a nice big thick chunky headband then, because you can see how nice and thick they are. The ears, I just literally drew round a pair of my own ears that I'd bought from Disney. Cut out a template in some, I got one of those plastic folders that you can see through, and actually used the plastic from that to cut round. And that gives you a good guide then, because you can line up on, if you can see through it, you can line up on your material to see what pattern you want, if it's a certain picture on there. And then I just sew them round, turn them inside out, sew them, and then I cut out a piece of foam just to fit inside, and then some wadding, and then hot glue gun them on. So they're very basic. A tartan pear for Christmas. Actually it was Abigail who wanted a tartan pear, and because I had material left I thought I'd make myself some as well. Now Abigail was always moaning that she has nowhere to put all her ears, so I saw, I think on Pinterest, some earband holders, sort of, you know, different ideas and things, and I thought, that'd be quite a good idea. So as one of her Christmas presents, and as Chris's, I made them both earband holders, and I was very excited about these. Let me move these headbands out of the way, and as you can see, These are the ear band holders that I've made. Now these are 20cm paper mache letters. I got these from Hobbycraft, but there's various places you can get them. And in the middle, if I take the ears off, you can see that it is a nice round shape. Now this is actually at Christmas, you get big tubs of cheddars and cheeselets and twiglets. Ideal, just the right size. So I got the tub, we ate the contents, I cleaned them all out, and then basically I've covered them in some nice black felt. I painted this one for Abigail to be a mini themed. Painted the top black just with acrylic paint, just ordinary acrylic craft paint, and red at the bottom, and then just put some ribbon round, made a little bow out of ribbon, hot glue gunned all that on, and then I hot glue gunned the tub to there. So that I was really pleased with. I just thought that was such a cute thing. And she has said that when she goes on her trips to Disney, she likes to plan which ears she's going to wear on which days with which outfits, and obviously doesn't take all of her ears every time she goes. So she said this will be ideal, because what she will do is she's got big stacking boxes with her ears in, but she said before each trip she will get out all the ears that she wants and have them sitting on here ready. So I made Abigail, I made some for myself as well of these ones, but I made Abigail some Donald Duck themed ears. Again, I thought they were very cute. Some Chewbacca themed ears. She wanted something from the parachute drop at Disneyland Paris, the Toy Story. So we went with camouflage. I've trimmed the edge with some cord as well. So she has parachute camouflage ears. As you can see, the other thing I do as well is, I don't know if you can see that there, but I actually put a little bit of velvet ribbon on the inside, just run that round on the inside. Can you see that? Just to make it a bit more comfortable. And then these lollipop based ears, which are very similar to the candy cane ones that I made for Christmas. But these are obviously lollipop based ones for any time of year. Really like those, really pleased with those. That is a headband from Claire's, just a plain one, because I didn't feel that the clay was going to glue very well to fabric. So obviously I've put it with plastic instead, because I think that would glue on better. But yeah, so they are those ones. Now, Chris, I made the same kind of thing, but he has got a Mickey based one. So he's got the 2 buttons on there, and I've made his the same, but for Mickey. So we have his and hers Chewbacca. So obviously I have done the Chewbacca with a bow for Abigail, and the Chewbacca without a bow for Chris. So he has Chewbacca as well, so they can match. His Toy Story based ones, obviously hers was the parachute with the camouflage material with the bow, and Chris has got the camouflage but with little toy soldiers. You can see that. And because Chris really likes Star Wars, I have made him a Star Wars pair of ears. So that's all the ears I made. Now, we have a bit of a sort of a joke in this house with our toys. We like to include our toys in things, and some of you who've seen our vlogs will have seen Sealy, which Gary takes along, and I did make Sealy a little pair of ears this summer. Well, Abigail has a little dinosaur, and he's very much part of the family, and so I decided that it'd be quite cute to make him one of these as well. So this is made, this one is made out of, you get the tubes of like Smarties and Milky Bar buttons and things like that at Christmas. So that was an ideal size tube to do with that one, and I did Minnie one end, Mickey the other, just to make a gimmick, and I made very similar, but with pipe cleaners to hold on, little candy cane ones. Not candy cane, sorry, lollipop. Some little 90th type ones to match my ones. Matching Chewbacca. I know you all think I'm mad. And little matching camouflage ones as well. Do excuse my phone going off. Yeah, so I was really pleased with those that I'd made. So I might just go and nip and get my candy cane ones just to show you, just in case you didn't see them in our vlog. Right, so here are the candy cane ears that I made. I was super pleased with these, and in Disneyland Paris I had lots of, at Christmas time, had lots of cast members commenting on them, and lots of people who were walking around were asking me where I'd got them from. So I was really super pleased with how I did with them. So these are my ears. As you can see, I've been very busy making all of these. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how all that turned out. Now, some of you also who will have watched our Vlogmas will have seen that I made Abigail a Christmas wreath, a Christmas Mickey wreath. Again, super pleased with how that turned out. I don't have that here now because I gave that to her for her birthday, which was before Christmas, so she could have it for Christmas. But I have got some bits that I want to make one for myself. So what I'll do is I will put a picture in at the end of this so you can see what the finished product is in case you haven't seen it. But I'll just give you a quick run through of how I made it. So I went to Hobbycraft, again you can get them at various different places, and bought polystyrene wreath rings. Now I bought the ones that are flat on the back because obviously it can sit flat against the door, and I've bought one big one and then two little ones to make my Mickey ears. Now what I did was I covered all of these in just ordinary craft green acrylic paint, just to make sure that there would be no bits showing. And then what I did was I got 2 cocktail sticks and I pushed them into the main body. I've worked out roughly where I wanted my ears to be, and then I made a tiny hole just to help, and then I pressed this one onto it but put a hot glue gun in between and then held it in there just so that it gave it a little bit more sturdiness. Then what I did was I'd got myself 2 big sheets, whoops, I dropped it, 2 big sheets of green felt, and this is like material, as opposed to the sheets of felt you can buy for crafting. This is actually sort of proper material felt, so it's quite soft, quite nice. And I just made 2 sort of thin strips like bandages, and I just wrapped them around just where I'd cocktail sticked and glued in. I wrapped them around and glued it on just to give it another solid bit of sturdiness. After I'd done that, I sat down for many hours and I cut out a little template in paper of the holly leaves, big ones and smaller ones, and I just pinned them onto my fabric, onto my felt, and just cut out lots and lots and lots of them. And then I just glue gunned them, the dab, all the way around, just going around, all following sort of the same pattern. And then I've got some red buttons, big one, 2 small ones, and put them on. Again, just glued them on, and a tartan ribbon to hang with. And that was my wreath, which I'm going to make one for myself. But I was really pleased with how that turned out. Very simple to do. So that's another piece of craft I did. And the final bit of craft I did for presents for Christmas was I made some coasters. Now, many years ago when we went to Walt Disney World, we went to what used to be Downtown Disney, and there used to be a big craft shop there. I don't think it's there anymore, but there used to be a very big craft shop, and it had all the scrapbooking papers and all that kind of thing. And also we used to go to Michael's ever such a lot, and Michael's is a really good store in Florida that's got, well, it's a crafter's dream. Oh, Pablo's just come in the room. Thank you. I think I'm going to have to move these off the floor before you decide to eat them. Thank you. Michael's is a brilliant shop. And so we, excuse me doing all this, we used to go in there and spend a lot of time buying lots of bits and pieces in there. But I bought a pad of scrapbooking paper when I was there many, many years ago, or probably the early 2000s. And I've never quite got around to using it, this particular pad. And I found some of the papers in there and I thought they were quite sweet. So I decided that I'd get some Mod Podge and I would make myself, and I've actually made some for Abigail, some coasters. So I cut the material out, paper out, and I've used a dishwasher safe Mod Podge on these, because that way if people put wet drinks and things down, they're not going to mark, and there's felt on the back. But they're basically just local DIY shop was selling off a big batch of oddments of tiles, and they had an odd box, and they were sort of half price or whatever, so I bought them. And I bought the felt pads that you put on furniture and coasters and things, and I've basically made a whole set of coasters, which I thought were quite cute. And the other thing I decided to do was, when we went to Paris, I brought back lots of maps. And the reason I brought back the maps was so that I could make some Disneyland Paris coasters. Now I'm hoping you can see them from there. And I just did one for each of the lands. I have got some for the studios as well, but I haven't brought them down with me to show you. So that's them, which I thought were really cute again. A friend of mine went over to Walt Disney World recently, and I cheekily asked her if she'd bring back some maps, because I thought I'd make a little present for her as well. So she brought me back some maps, so I made some Disney Springs, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. And I just thought they'd make a really nice little gift, you know, wrap them up, put some ribbon around them, you know, pile them all up, put the ribbon round, and present them to somebody who is a Disney lover as a gift. So there's some of my craft things that I've done. As you can see, I've been a busy bee doing all these. I've got lots of ideas of lots of new craft that I want to do, and lots of more ears I'd like to do. I've got lots of plans in my head of different styles and designs and everything. It's just finding the time to do them now. So, but I thought I'd share this with you. But as I say, I was super excited about these and all the ears that I've made. They were really pleased with them, so I'm really happy about that. I will put a picture in at the end of the wreath, just so that you can see what the final one turned out like. I hope that's inspired you to go and do some Disney craft. So all that remains to say is thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed looking at some of this craft that we've done, and hope it's inspired you to go and do some craft as well. If you're new to our channel, then welcome, and thank you for joining us. We hope you check out some of our other vlogs. If you're one of our returning friends, then welcome back, and thank you for all your support. So all I'd like to say is please like and subscribe to this channel. We'd really appreciate it. We've been so grateful for all the support that we've had over the past year. And we plan to do lots more vlogs, lots more craft, lots more everything Disney really. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.